Hello, everybody. We have with us Martin Gruszka of Office Evolution in Herndon, Virginia. And all right, let's get started. Martin, can you tell us a little bit about your business, please?
Sure. We are a co-working space provider. We're located in my location is in Herndon, Virginia. Office Evolution is a franchised, the largest franchised co-working space provider in the United States, actually. We have over 70 locations located throughout the nation. Here in Northern Virginia, we have 3 locations, one in Fairfax. I own a location in Herndon. And we also have a business center, a co-working business center in Tysons. So we provide co-working, private office space, and a host of really business services, mail address, that sort of stuff to the small business, solopreneurial, professional, suburban professional in our area.
Okay, awesome. Martin, I'm going to ask 2 questions here.
Sure.
Part 2, part A, part B. How
Okay.
long have you been doing this? And how long has the franchise been operating?
Yeah, I started in 2017 and I opened my first location last year in March. The franchise has been doing this since 2003, 2004. The franchise has been doing this for over a decade.
Okay, awesome. So they got lots of experience in figuring
Absolutely.
out how to cater to their target market.
That is correct. They started opening the first locations in Denver, Colorado, very quickly ramped up those locations. I think got up to about 7. And in 2014, started franchising, and the system just exploded.
Awesome.
Because local owners started opening up centers and providing this platform to people throughout the nation very quickly.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so who do you best serve? Who's the target audience?
Yeah, the target audience for us is the suburban professional. So I'm talking about an IT professional, not necessarily what I like to call a bootstrapping app developer, somebody that's not a startup types, but people that have already been in business for 5 to 10 years. That are professional CPAs, attorneys. We're an amazing place for the attorney community, because we are close to home. We're in suburbia. We are close to food, close to highway. We typically locate on the first floor. So our members and their visitors, their clients, have a very easy way to get to them, and we provide them with that professional image and that professional space.
Okay, awesome. Now, is that mostly the solopreneurs or businesses that have ramped up a little bit?
It varies. Yes, I would say solopreneurs are a big part of our business, and we have quite a few of them. But we also have been talking to a lot of larger companies that are starting to recognize the need to provide office space to their employees on a flexible basis.
All right, so you've become a flex resource as well.
Totally. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, awesome, fantastic. All right, let's think about the current scenario with COVID-19. What impact has that had on your business so far?
Yeah, it's impacted us somewhat, and most noticeably by slowing the foot traffic into the center, obviously, and the interest in exploring flexible space options. But this was really temporary. So and interestingly enough, we haven't lost a lot of business. Our existing members stay put, and just like everybody else, especially when this situation occurred in March, we all took a step back and paused a little bit and said, well, what's going on, and what do I do to survive this situation? So the impact has been in slower foot traffic initially. At some point when the state locked down, we shut things down. We started working remotely. The only service we really provided was mail services. We are a commercial mail receiving agency, so we do receive mail on behalf of our members, and we were doing everything we could to help them get their mail. So that has slowed down, but it's been ramping up since the state started reopening again.
Good. have there been, other than that, any specific actions that you've taken to, shall we say, pivot with a scenario and to evolve your business a little bit?
Big time. Big time.
Okay.
Absolutely. Right from the get-go, we really started looking at ourselves as the business continuity center for our
Okay.
members. I mean,
Okay.
business has to continue. Even though we're now working from home, we still were the business center for our members. So we asked ourselves, what do we do in this scenario to start helping those who are with Office Evolution? So we did things like mail scanning. Our members did not have to come into the office. We provided that service absolutely free. We wouldn't open their mail, but we would scan the outside of the envelope so that if they knew that there is some important piece of mail for them,
Good.
they knew that, okay, maybe that's something that we can forward to them, right? Or they can come in and take it themselves. So we were offering that service absolutely for free. We opened up our conference rooms to promote social distancing. About 50% of our center is dedicated to co-working, the rest to private offices. So to promote social distancing, we essentially made our conference rooms free to our members. So if one of our co-working members wanted to get away from the kids or the chaos of a home office, they could come in and literally lock themselves in a 14-person conference room, make it them for their own, and just separate themselves just so they could continue. Once we made it through the business continuity phase, I would say, we started working on reconfiguring the center. So we've implemented, well, first of all the standard stuff like signage, so that our members, so that we could start guide behavior towards social distancing. We decluttered, removed lots of unnecessary furniture, or in places where we could see some possibility for closer human contact. In fact, I had a design company take a look at our floor space and design reconfigured layout. So right now we have sanitation stations deployed throughout the center. We split our co-working area, had tables arranged a little closer together. We split them up. We actually put dividers in that double up as whiteboards, deployed glass, I hate that word, sneeze guards, but that's basically what they are, in appropriate places, sanitation stations, new policies, lots and lots of communication with our membership so that they knew that those were the things we were doing. I would say starting March through mid-June, that was primarily what I was doing, is first helping members survive and then working on reconfiguring our center so that we can continue being that platform for them.
Awesome. Okay, very good. Kind of an interesting period of time with all the changes going on. Let's think a little bit further. We've all made mistakes in our business. Smart people learn from their mistakes. They say wise people learn from the mistakes of others. Do you have mistakes you're willing to share and what you've learned from it so we don't have to make that mistake?
Well, I do, and I will admit that I have plenty of mistakes ahead of me because I am fairly new to being an entrepreneur. So I think some of the things that I can share with you are really early mistakes, early entrepreneurial mistakes.
Good.
Not mistakes that a 10-year veteran would make, but somebody like me. One of the things that I would, one of the first mistakes that I became very aware of early on, didn't do much about, but started catching up on, was you got to get out there, right? As a new entrepreneur, you have to put yourself out there. And for me, even working on building out Office Evolution, not even having a center yet, just trying to find it, I did not go out early enough to talk to people about the fact that I'm doing this, to put my face out, to start networking. It is crucial. That is really your your responsibility and your job is to be the face of your business and to put yourself out in front of
Good.
people. Staying
Good.
home is
Fantastic.
not the way to do it. Now, of course, it's a little tough nowadays, right? But Zoom is a
Yep.
great way to continue doing that and putting yourself out there. It's really one of the mistakes. Another one, and it's a little bit more in the tactical side of things, is I spent a lot of time as I was opening the center overthinking things that maybe weren't as important
Mm-hmm.
and acting on them a little bit too early. And in some ways, so if you're opening a physical location, if your business is a business that has some sort of a physical aspect to it, a coffee shop, or for us, a co-working center, right? Um, I probably spent a little bit too much time thinking about supply levels and some of the logistics and operations side, and maybe spent a little bit too much of my investment buying things and investing into things that ended up not really being that important, or the market didn't care about them. As an example, I went out and I purchased, our centers, every single one of our offices comes with a telephone.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of your service, is you have an
Mm-hmm.
answering service. And so I had, 24 handsets purchased,
Mm-hmm.
one for each of the offices.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is that with the cell phones these days and everything else, people are, even if it is a service that's offered to you for free, people aren't interested in it, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I wouldn't have spent all that money on these units and have just let the market tell me what it needs. And you can always buy later if you're seeing that
Yeah.
there's a need. Go ahead and invest. So
Yeah.
some things I think I overthought as I
Mm-hmm.
was ramping up the center, and I needed to slow down a little bit and let the market tell me what it needs, what it wants.
Awesome. Those are awesome lessons. Thank you. And that was
Sure.
actually very good. It's interesting. You say maybe a 10-year veteran wouldn't have solved those, and I'm not sure in all cases that's true,
Yeah,
actually. It's amazing how many people are still making the same kind of mistakes, even
sure.
10 years in. So that's awesome. Thank you very much. All right, second to last question. I got your email, I've got your website, I've got your phone number.
Yeah.
If anything else we should add about you, and do you have an offer that you would like to share with us today?
Anything else? Well, so it sounds like a two-part question. Anything else
Yeah.
about us? Really, I just want to drive that Office Evolution offers more than simply a space for the solopreneur. Because we are a suburban center, because we keep our centers to about 5 to 10,000 square feet. We know your name. We know who you are as a member. We actively work to promote you. So you're not only becoming a member of an Office Evolution, a user of space, or whether it's co-working or private, but you become part of a family. And that is something that Office Evolution, actually, it's one of its stronger components. We call it Ohana, Hawaiian for extended family.
Mm-hmm.
We see ourselves as being a large family with our entrepreneurs that use our center, and you become part of that. And that means we're friends. We know and care for each other, and we look for win-win solutions. So that's the differentiator. That's the big difference maker for Office Evolution. Is not just an office. It's not just an asset that you go to. We do run some offers. Of course, every business is different. So when you come in, we have a number of services. We have mail addresses, private offices, telephone answering, different levels of shared space, conference rooms. So what your needs are going to be different. We do, in general, right now, we have what we are calling a remote worker special, basically 2 months, 50% off on any of our services that you would like to use in our center if you would like to come in. We feel like we've done a ton of work to make us safe. No one knows where things will be 2 months from now. Maybe we'll have to ramp things down a little bit again, but we've done a ton of work to make our center safe. We feel that we are perfectly prepared to welcome members back into our center and new members back into our center. And so that's why we have this remote worker 2 months of 50% special. But again, I think that when you come in, we'll have to work a little bit to figure out what it is that you need that we can set you up with.
Fantastic. Fantastic. That's a fantastic offer.
Mhm.
Awesome. Okay, last question. What's most inspiring to you at this time?
Yeah. Uh, I keep coming back. There's been an interesting. I've had an interesting year, obviously, even recently. But when I opened up our Herndon location, I was absolutely inspired and floored by that solopreneur, that remote worker, and the spirit of
Mhm.
going out. And I saw it constantly and there's one particular person in mind, but I saw it repeated. They would come out and talk to me or talk to my business center manager about that sale that they're about to go out, and they're going to meet this person. They're going
Mhm.
to turn them into a client. That entrepreneurial spirit
Mhm.
is absolutely inspiring to me. It's inside of every single business owner, no matter what size, no matter what business they are. It wakes them up in the morning and gives them energy to do great things. And you just have to kind of step back and observe that. It's inspiring, and it drives me every day.
Isn't that fantastic?
Yeah,
In that spirit, that feeling, and watching them grow as they succeed one day after another and overcome obstacles one day after another. Isn't that a
ab-
fantastic feeling? Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
I
And
love it.
they share it with you too. They
Yeah,
talk
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
And so in a way we get to sort of feed off of that energy as well.
Fantastic. Awesome. Thank you very much, Martin. This has been
Absolutely.
fantastic. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.